Alright, so Mason Corby here from Downunder Dynamics with another educational video for you. This video I'm going to yak about today is a very, very typical angle jump that I have been on for beginners quite a lot. So this is quite regular, I see this stuff a lot. I'm just going to go through it and give a couple tips and pointers for a lot of you guys out there that are probably starting off as well. You've probably seen this before, or if you've been on these sort of jumps, you've probably seen this before, and a lot of you guys experienced, even if you're leading the jumps. Hopefully you'll be able to get some stuff out of this as well, so you know what to tell people and teach people as well. All right. With this, it's not necessarily showing all the right positions, so I do have another clip out there as well with a lot of the where you should be placed on the jump. So watch that as well as this in combination with it, and then you're going to be able to kind of go compare the two and go, okay, that's where we want to be, that's where these guys are. That way you see both sides of things, the right position and then these typical things that a lot of other guys do. And these guys do actually go pretty well. So if you were in this video, don't take offense to it, because they're all flying pretty good, and we will see how we go. So enjoy. All right, let's turn that by the back, guys. Maybe not. She recovers quite well. So a big thing you can see here from the back at first, the back fly exits quite head high. Don't quite get their pitch over onto the same level as the leader. You'll see the lower flyer does, but the top flyer right here does not. Okay, if we look at the pitch, her body position is more like this. The back one, the lower one, is a lot more straight, so it's along the same angle. That's why she starts going backwards. So if the leader's here and she gets off and she's more this position, the leader keeps moving forward, she starts going backwards. So she'd need to get up onto this. You have two options. You can either get the legs up or you can sink the torso down. Two options there. Neither's right or wrong. Your best bet, what I usually do is I just sink off the exit, I let my torso fall back, and once I'm on that level, then I can drive forward afterwards. I generally like to wait and watch what the leader's doing. Okay, yep, okay, that's what angle they're on, bam, and then I take off onto it. Cool, so let's keep watching. Almost, now she held it. Still a little bit arching with the back, so that's where if you're trying to pull and hook on the legs and feel that pressure, just remember from previous videos, anything pressure is drag. Drag's going to slow you down, so you don't want a lot of pressure. The least pressure you have, the minimal pressure, the more relaxed you are, the more forward drive you're going to get, the more control you're going to have. Any sort of drag or mass pressure, it's going to cause drag, obviously. It's going to slow you down, it's going to take you away from the group. Cool? Now we start seeing some belly flyers come in line. So the body positions here are quite good of the belly flyers, but this one here, as we've talked about previously, okay, the shins in line with the torso, that's quite good, okay. You can see here the head's semi-down, down here the head's quite up, okay, but the shins and the torso are quite in line, so they're getting back a lot easier. You'll notice at the moment these guys have their legs quite wide, so being able to come closer is not just necessarily legs straight, because their legs are quite straight, they could be straighter, but it's thinking about legs together, because this part here on the side, that's the drag, okay? By taking that drag away, it becomes more streamlined. It's going to allow us to go quicker. Cool? Boom, they come up nice and good, stewy. So you can see here, if we rotate this slightly, he's actually flying more on his belly, okay? So he's actually more like an air brake. So to allow this to steepen up slightly, he's got two options. One's going to be able to bring those shins more into wind line, okay? This is going to prop his torso up. Another one's also to take that tension away from his hands, okay? You can see the tension in his hands a little bit more. So by relaxing those and leaning into the wind, so rather than putting the head down, but actually pushing the torso forward, this is going to tilt the body rather than cup the body, because if we cup the body, cup, it's still going to take us up. Whereas if we tilt the body, it's going to allow us to have less surface area, and we're going to start flying at a steeper pitch. At the moment, as a leader, I'm judging the my speed and my pitch and my angle from the others. So I'm not necessarily flying to a set pace or a set kind of angle. I'm just judging it off how easy it is for the guys and the majority of the group to get to me. So let's go back. And you relax. Good, good. Yeah, nice work, Stewie. So here you can see he's kind of looking down just out of the corner of his eyes. Don't be afraid to, boom, look with the head, start getting used to this, okay? So you can see here, quiet on the belly. If we look at the horizon behind, it's on the belly a fair bit. So the legs are out of the equation a fair bit as well. So by just not having that head down, neutral, tip over, engage those torso, legs a little bit. You can probably have a little bit more brakes because he's quite heavier than me. Okay, and that's going to allow him to fly that steeper angle and start getting that ability to fly angles rather than a flat track. Where's other old matey belly gone? Not here, not here. Oh, look at it, he got a dock. How's that? Good work. Right, now this is something we see from a lot of backflyers too. Now he's starting to shoot forward a lot. You'll see them at first, as they're coming in, we call this like a dead dog position. So when the shoulders are rolled, and you can see how the hips are bent down, all right? So if I draw a picture on the side shot, it's gonna look like this kind of thing with the head here and the arms back here like this. So you wanna try and get this body position so it's more straight like that, and then the head can be around here like this, and the arms like that. Put a little smiley face on him. Like that, okay? That way when the wind comes and it's going to hit up, it's going to give you a little bit more lift. I hate using that word lift because it's not lift, we're falling. But it's going to give you more stability and a bit more controls, okay? With this though, the arms are going to have to come wider. So you're using the shoulders here more, okay? So as we fly, we might open the shoulders up. We might try and sit back a little bit more for you. So we're going to try and open those shoulders up so we're flying off this area. All right, if we're just flying here and we're going up and straight, it's not going to necessarily give us as much range. So we're all about getting range. I don't necessarily give a shit about body position for beginners in the beginning. I just want them to get controls. The more controls you have, the more variety you have, the more you're going to know, okay, am I jogging? Am I walking? Am I running? Okay, if you don't have a clue what you're doing yet, we need to bring awareness to that. Awareness is key in the beginning. If you're aware of what you're doing and you know what you're doing, you build that awareness frame, then we can start growing from there. If you're just kind of searching in the dark going, how's this, how's that, how's this, what do you reckon? So just try something. What does this do? Ah, that does that. What does this do? Ah, that does that. Rather than having the mindset, why does this not work? Why does this not work? It's like not working because it's not it. Cool. So now he's shooting forward a lot more. You can see there's a lot of tension in the arms. Okay, this is where if you, rather than controlling from the forearms here, starting to control from the upper tricep, bicep region, braking with there first, gear 1, gear 2. So gear 1, gear 2, all right? Rather than trying to go 1 and then using this as the extremity. Okay, so 1, 2. And that way he's already gonna have this as brakes, but at the moment, the wind's coming, hitting here and spilling straight off, all right? If he uses this as brakes, you still see it's quite out. So get those elbows in and then open up. So also from the previous video, where does he want to be? Belly flyer, back flyer wants to be down here, okay? Ideally, this is the vision and the view that I should be looking at. I should be looking at here. If I'm looking here, straight away, it tells me too far forward. If you're on your back and you can see only sky, too far forward. Now he's starting to get in the slot we want. Okay, now he starts driving forward again as well. That's because of the dead dog position. So his legs are together and he's more legs are together and he's in this position again, okay? So he's got losing lift, but he's maintaining speed, because if we do it from a top view, legs are straight. Whee, it's not too good. Legs, whee, I'm struggling with this bloody thing. Legs and arms, arms are straight. So if you think about widening those arms, widening those legs, but keeping his torso in this shape. Okay, so this is giving him the lift, and this is giving him his slow range. So he's able to get back online from here and then approach from this area. And by approaching, he'd maintain this position and go to this range, nice and narrow. It's going to give him the drive to come up. Otherwise, we're going to continue to come forward like that. Okay, so no fly zone. Look at this. This is where verbal, central. So this is why we said on that previous clip that I've done, where to fly, in which line. Make sure you don't go forward, because if he does cork all of a sudden and change that pitch from this to this, he's going to go backwards, straight into good old Stewie. Okay, Stewie as well, but in the no fly zone. So really think, legs together, get forward. We should be seeing Stewie up around here. Comes to the belly floor. So this is the typical thing as well. We'll see with a lot of the belly flies. Okay, they're constantly chasing behind. So heads up. They'll get into that spot. They'll get right forward. Then they relax and they start going back. When you're on your belly, you can't relax. You're gonna just keep going, 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 going. Once you're in spot, keep working. The second you stop, it's the second you get left behind. Okay, so we've waved off. Right, the guys have veered off. Tracking, make sure you do a barrel roll. Check, you never know if someone's above you. You never know if someone's beside you. Check, have a look, wave off again, then dump. All right, so this is only a quick one, guys. So big typical things to take away from this. If you're on your back, try to get that range using these arms first if you need a break. You don't need to be in a just straight position all the time, legs straight together, arms straight together. That's if you're going fast, okay? Build some range, know what slow fall does, know what fast fall does. Get those gears. As a leader myself, I'm not flying at 100%, I'm flying at a range of about 75% forward speed. Okay, I don't like to go 50%, not want my arms out and all like this stuff, like the old school up and naughty. All right, it's not that that's wrong. Let's just think 75% range and give the guys range so they can come up and down. Now we did miss one thing. So the back flyer that left all the way in the beginning. Where'd she go? All right, now I do something here when I see this happen. Okay, you have to make a choice. Do you slow down for everyone, or do you maintain your speed? Now we can see her out here. Let's see what happens. So she starts getting a bit wobbly. And this is where it can be pretty scary for, see, we start losing already. Here she is. It can get pretty scary for them and pretty scary for you as a leader too, because losing someone on the jump, it's not nice. Down here she is still. So you want to make sure you're aware of where they are at all times. Keep an eye on them if you can, okay? And make sure that they know clearly, if they're just doing this in the beginning, what the procedure is, just in case they do lose you. I like to brief them to stay as much as they stay with the group. Keep an eye on the group. If they do see them start going, keep tracking. But if they end up going off early, keep and maintain an eye picture. If they're low, it can be quite tricky because it can be quite scary, especially if they sink really, really low and they're watching the group and they're 1,000 feet below them and the dither goes off, yet the group hasn't broken off yet. This can be quite scary. Okay, this does happen. It's a right or a wrong. Watch the group, maintain, make sure they don't pitch back, even if you need to go on your belly and look at them, okay? But then again, if you're below, it can be tricky. There's no right or wrong answer to this. Ideally, you don't want to be in this situation. Let's see what happens here. Can anyone else see it? It's pretty tricky, eh? There we go, there we go. Now as you can see, she starts coming on level. So most of the time, because she's quite light, they are going to be coming on horizon level afterwards. A lot of people don't sink unless they're really, really big dudes. Yeah, if they're really, really big dudes, most of the time they're maintaining some sort of forward drive with them. Here she is on the belly, and then she rotates over. So if you end up being left behind as well on the guts, please, a big thing is make sure you do pitch a bit earlier. Check around you, because they might not be the only one there. Still do a roll real quick, and then dump. Yeah, if you have to pitch higher, pitch higher. The last thing you want to do is try to out-track people. If you're trying to out-track people non-stop, it gets a bit difficult. If you're a coach and you watch this and you have other ideas or other methods you want to do, stick it in the comments, okay? Because I'm not necessarily saying I'm the right one, I'm the only one. This is what we should do, because I am very mixed on the opinion of this. Yeah, so I'd like to hear what a lot of you guys would think. Interesting. Have fun jumping, and enjoy your weekend. Good evening. Like and subscribe if you like this, and I will be doing many more. Good evening.